Well, another rainy day. It rained yesterday and it's been raining all day today. Heavy. Right now it's steady. It's not it's not heavy, it's just steady. So there's nothing else to do but have some coffee and smoke a cigar. Okay, let's go back inside. And today I want to do a little videoing with this little thing. Um, I'm not going to call it the mini, but it's the smallest camera that GoPro makes. And I've seen some reviews, and it's okay. This is going to be from a hat. So I'm going to turn off the phone and turn on the camera, see the difference in quality video. All right. Okay, so I turned it on. I don't know much about this camera. I don't know how long is the charge gonna last. The thing is really tiny, so I imagine that the battery is not that big. But this will be good to make short videos. Some of my videos are a little too long. I think you noticed. And today we're gonna try, for the first time, a New World AJ or Fernandez cigar. And they have feels like silk. Yeah, very smooth material for the band. And the aroma is light, but it's a nice aroma. Let me finish here. Let's see. So to give you an update, the on the truck, I've driven it around a little bit. The truck hasn't returned. The signal hasn't returned the check engine light. The vibration is still there. So I got a friend that told me, he's also a mechanic. He said you need to drive it around 120 to 150 miles non-stop. So I said, okay, I could take a trip up to Bakersfield, Barstow, Victorville, out there in the desert. By the time you go and come back to 150 more or less. But then the rain starts, and I don't like to drive on the rain unless I'm already out there when it's raining. Nothing we can do. But I like to avoid accidents. So I still got to do the drive with the Sumo's cushions to see how it feels. And I got to put the camera underneath. And this time I put the little cord, because it comes with a cord in it. And I was saying, why is this thing has a cord? Well, now I know now, because the camera could fall off the freaking threading, the mount. The magnets stay there, but the camera just went away. It was a Hero 7, which I was pretty happy with it. I'm not this type of guy that has to have the biggest and the best and the brightest. But the thing is that it fell off, and I looked for it and I couldn't find it. So I'm looking now to see what camera I'm gonna get, because this camera has probably a low battery capacity. It probably lasts 10 minutes. I don't know. That's why I'm doing a video with it. And I don't think the video quality is going to be all that good. It probably has a kind of a fish eye lens to capture as much area. But if you're doing videos, I don't know. It's good to have two. I seen people that have four and they have five. Uh, I always wanted to have another one. So this is the opportunity. I already bought this one. The guy gave me a deal on it. Bought it for $50. Can't say no to that. And it's rechargeable. Doesn't need batteries. And then I'm gonna buy the. I'm looking between the 9, the 11, and the 12. Not the 13. Not the 12. No, not the 11. Some guy was saying that the 11 and the 13 has GPS and the 12 didn't. And I said, well, GPS what? You mean it's going to show on the video where you are when you upload it, or is it going to have I don't know. I don't know what that means. So I don't like to. I don't need to be showing where I'm at. You know, especially if I'm doing a video saying, "Oh, here's a gold deposit," showing on the map where it is. I don't like the idea of having a tracking or anything. So I'm gonna go for the 12. I think it's got enough features, clear picture, etc., etc. But then I was watching a video from Traveling Roberts. He's also Cuban, and he travels all over the country. Pretty soon he's going to be running out of country because he's been just about everywhere. But he said something about the 360. So I think he's got a 360 cam, which is a stick cam with lenses on both sides. But one thing that I didn't understand is that he was driving down the highway on his new rig. He bought this Class C, and he had it. I know how he had it because I looked at the shadow one time. He drove and the sun hit the shadow, and you can see the shadow on the ground. So it has the mirror, the rear view mirror here on the left, and then it had like a stick on top. And I said, okay, he's got a 360. But the thing that caught my eye was that the camera was kind of panning on its own, right? And I go, wait a minute, how do you do that? So I got to find out if there's some sort of a gimbal or a little rotating motor that you can rotate it with a remote control. Because he was going through the desert in 110 degrees, and he wasn't bringing down the, the window. So he was doing, you know, he was doing videos and he was panning, back and forth. And I said, that's a nice thing to have. And also you can turn it off and turn it on. You don't want the thing on constantly. I'm not, I know enough tech and enough computers, but I'm not at the latest things. I don't have time. I'm not a techie. Even though I can keep up with it, but I'm not on top of it. I'm not. So I got to find out what's that about. I know a motorcyclist mechanic that he has the 360, and I saw a video. In fact, this little camera came with that video that it showed the front and the rear of the bike simultaneously at the same time. So in case of an accident, he can see somebody hitting from the back or somebody hitting from the front for insurance purposes. That's a good idea. But it had like a double bubble effect, and didn't like that. Robert has it in a way that it's a 360, but I think he's only videoing from one lens, and then he can just rotate it anywhere he wants to. So gotta find out about that. So next time I do another trip, I'll probably set it up outside. But after I lost that other camera, I'm afraid now of losing it. So I'm gonna tie it with a cord. It comes with a cord about that long, and when I put it under the truck to video the springs and to find that noise, I took it off because I thought it would get caught on something and yank it out, but the camera fell on its own anyways. I still don't understand how that did it because I put in the screw tight enough. It wasn't super tight, but I put it tight enough and the whole thing went flying. So I don't, maybe the thing broke. Um, no, it didn't because the magnet has intact the little 3D of that plastic when you the sleeve you put it in there. So I don't know. I still don't understand how is it that the camera fell and the magnet stayed. I still don't get it. Hmm. Smells good. It's not too strong, but it's got a good flavor. Yeah, it's got a good flavor and it's got a good aroma. It's pleasant. It's not overwhelming. The cigar. So now I gotta make a decision about the um, the Weatherby. I want to sell it. Um, but I had an offer already, and the offer was pretty decent. But I said no because I'm going to use that rifle as a bargaining chip with a surgeon. So this is what I'm planning on doing. I went to the surgeon, which by the way, my surgeon passed away. I found out in I think it was August. He passed away. He had pancreatic cancer. The guy was a really cool guy. And the last time I saw him, he already had no hair. He was really skinny. He told me what happened. And so I said, I hope you recuperate. I hope you get your treatment. Anyways, and he was still seeing patients. But when I make a reservation, they told me, no, he passed away. So I got to deal with this other surgeon that I already met with him once because my surgeon recommended him. He's supposed to be really good, but he wants to do a complete reconstruction. He wants to do the bionic man, and remove the bone ball and remove the cuff and the whole thing and cut the bone. And I said, no, I don't need that. All I need is for you to burn the ligaments that are connected wrong and to remove a spur that I saw on the x-ray. That spur is causing me pain. It's pinching my muscles. Even if I don't move it, it's still pinching and giving me pain all the time. So we were talking and we started talking about hunting and rifle. He goes, oh, you have rifles? And I said, yeah, I hunt. Oh, what do you hunt? Well, I hunt deer and I hunt, do you hunt elk? And I said, I haven't hunted elk. I've been wanting to. I wanted it to lay down, but he says, he started asking about the rifle. What rifle do you have? So back then I didn't have the Weatherby. I said, for elk, I have a 7mm Magnum Browning. That would be the best of what I got, right? So what I'm planning on doing, I'm going to do a video on my phone. And I said, okay, this is the deal. If you do the surgery that I prefer, not the one you want because he wants to do the most expensive surgery because it's more money for him. I understand that. It's a business. But I don't want to go through all that pain and suffering for just, he wants to give me a bionic arm. Like I'm going to lift 300 pounds with one arm or anything like that. So I said, I'm going to send the video. If you do the surgery, just cut the ligaments like the other surgeon suggested and remove the spur. Okay, they can cut it and round it out, and then I can do the therapy a lot quicker. Instead of 6 months, I can do the therapy in 2.5 to 3 months. then you have a chance of buying this because I'm not going to give it away. But I want to show him the gun. And I'm going to show him the gun, how the action, how smooth it is, how it sounds. I'm going to show him the bluing. I'm going to show him the wood, the scope that I installed, the the uh, the recoil pad, etc. I'm going to show him the bullets that he's getting for a price that he's not going to find that gun anywhere. First of all, it's a classic Southgate, says it on the barrel. Southgate Weatherby 30-06, which is a more than adequate for elk. You can shoot moose with it. You can shoot bear with it. Polar bear. You know, it doesn't have to be a Magnum unless you're very, very far away. So that's the deal. I'm gonna bribe him with the rifle if he does the surgery that I want to do. Because I don't want to go through that other deal. Yeah, my neighbor did it and he was pissed. He says all I had was a burr, and they just want to replace. It's like if you go in with a flat tire and they want to replace the whole transmission. You don't need it. So I want the surgery that I need, not the one that they want to do because they're looking at more money. But that gun is such a beautiful rifle that, and I'm gonna wipe it nice. It's gonna be shiny as hell, and I'm gonna show you. You have a chance of getting this that you cannot find this gun anywhere anymore. They don't even make those rifles anymore. It's an excellent classic from the 70s, 77 I think it was when they bought it, and it shoots great. And I said you're gonna have a chance of buying this for a lot less money than from the new ones that you can find. Let's see if he goes for it. But I'm not gonna give it to him for free. No way. If he says no, then I'll call the other guy and say, okay, put another $200. Because give me a nice price, but it was a little on the, I could get a little more for it. Because he knows a guy that he's a hunter, and he was asking for it. He was asking about it. I'm gonna tell him, give me $200 more than it's yours. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't even want to sell it, but it's a 30-06. It's not my caliber. I still gotta go to the range, and because I put a new scope, so I gotta sight it in and see how it shoots with the new recoil pad that I put in there. That it's a limb saver. It's really spongy, very nice. So let's see if he goes for that. Jesus Christ. And then if he does, then I'll do the surgery and I'll be at a commission for 2-3 months. That's why I've been doing things around here that I won't be able to do. I mean, I got up on the ladder and installed 4 new solar lights. I got to install 2 more in the rear. I want to install a couple of cameras. I want to put a solar lamp on my camper, so I'm not using battery. I got a few things to do still. And and then to Monday, I'm taking the truck in so they can check the fuel injections. The injectors, one of them might be damaged. They're gonna check it to see why is that vibration there, and can they get rid of it. If the injectors are fine, then one of the coils is not firing right, which I doubt it. I think it's the injector because it goes from RPM goes from 5.5 to 6, 5.5 to 6, so it's isolating doing this. And I don't think it's electrical. I think it's more fuel. That you're getting more fuel, less fuel, more fuel, less fuel. Doing that. So once that's done and fixed, then I can go ahead and drive it on a trip and go somewhere. I was thinking of doing a little bit of a pig hunting, but I got all this stuff pending, so I gotta get that fixed and get it ready for a trip. I am not gonna be driving around with a vibration than guessing, see if the truck is going to make it or not. Don't want that. Can't have that. Okay, so that's it. The camera's still blinking and still recording, so I don't know how long this recording gonna be. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna cut off right now and finish my cigar. All right, guys. See you on the next one.